Hello, my friends. Welcome in and welcome back. My name is Amanda, and this is going to be your month ahead reading for the month of June. We have 3 piles today with a unique message from Spirit regarding the upcoming month for you. If you are ready to get into it, you can find the timestamp for your group choice in the description box or the pinned comment. However, if you'd like me to introduce you to the piles, let me do that now. For pile number 1, we have the traditional Rider-Waite Smith Tarot with the Angelite Stone. For pile number 2, group number 2, we have the Wild Reflections Tarot with the Dragon Stone. And for pile number 3, we have the Steampunk Tarot with the Shungite. When you are ready, use your intuition to choose the deck, the group, the pile that is calling to you the most. Then click on the timestamp in the description box or the pinned comment to skip to your reading, and we will see you over there. Hello, group number 1. Welcome to your reading. So we're looking at the month ahead for June, and you chose the Angelite Stone with the traditional Rider-Waite Smith Tarot. I feel like there's some spiritual work, some intuitive psychic development that some people out there in the collective could be working on in the month of June. You could be following some sort of spiritual path. This could be maybe you're getting back to basics in some way. Maybe you are communicating with others a little more, sharing your thoughts, feelings, opinions with others around you as well. So we have the Material Harvest card, which is the 9 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. And yeah, I just feel a sense of abundance and you really coming into your own here. There is possibly been a lot of work that you've put into this point to achieve what you've achieved. I feel maybe you've done this in multiple ways. You could have multiple jobs, you could have multiple streams of income, but this is you having the confidence and the grit, the determination to get what it is that you want in life in the best way possible. I feel like there might be some here who are or who have been working on changing their diet. So there's going to be more of a focus of that in June. You could be putting more money away or investing your money a little better in the month of June. You could even see an increase or a promotion at work or more clients in your business in the month of June. I just get a lot of opportunity here as well. And not only a lot of opportunity, but a lot of freedom with this, a lot of independence. So I feel like you're, again, really coming into your own here. And you're really accepting, you're really welcoming that change, because I do feel it's a bit of a change for you from possibly previous months. Now, bottom of the deck, we do have financial and material changes, which is the 5 of Pentacles in the traditional tarot. And so it's like you're moving from the 5, because this is the bottom of the deck. This is something that is could be in the past. It could be something that is influencing you at this time, but I feel like there could have been in your past some kind of financial or material change in your life. You could have lost a job. You could have split from a partner, which caused negative financial impact and environmental impact or changes where you had to move. And so now I feel there's a sense of you coming into your own independence, your own sense of wealth, and your own sense of abundance, and you're coming out of this energy of scarcity. You're coming out of an energy of maybe working paycheck to paycheck or having some health issues, and now you're coming out of that. So let's get a couple of cards from the tarot to see what the tarot has to say about your month of June. Let's see, Spirit, what do you have to share with group 1 regarding the month of June? You have the Magician in reverse. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I've gotten rid of the candle to the left because I do, for some reason, I'm really sensitive to that particular candle. And I noticed getting really lightheaded. And I actually had to stop your reading and do it over again because it completely messed with my energy in some weird way. So I couldn't complete the reading. I just went from 100% energy to 10%. So now I've put it away, and we're going to give it another whirl here. One more card, please, Spirit. One more. Maybe that's all they have to say. Maybe 3 cards is it. Let's go with 3. So we have the Magician in reverse. We have the Knight of Pentacles in reverse, upright. And then we have the 9 of Swords. I feel like you have, bottom of the deck, Hanged Man. So I really feel like the month of June, there's going to be a big focus of releasing anxiety and worry and getting kind of back into this mode of creation, this mode of creativity, this mode of setting intentions. There might be a creative block or a fear to doing that, and that could have something to do with the material and financial changes that you experienced maybe in the past months. But I think that that's what part of this process is going to be. It's going to be a little bit of a slower process, and it's going to require a little bit of method and strategy. It's not something that you can move through quickly and get to the material harvest, because there's, a few steps when you go from the 5 to the 9. So I do feel like there is going to be opportunity to find new ways to improve your personal situation and kind of set yourself up for success. But it's going to be about removing the creative blocks that you have when it comes to mindset, emotion. I think certain things have to be in order first before, and I think that's kind of the job, the project of June, is removing those blocks that are hindering you from this material harvest. Now, you could be bombarded by worry, anxiety, and I love that that's how the Knight is kind of facing that head on. It's no longer, the Knight is not shying away from it. It has a focus and a goal to tackle this thing. And I think it's going to require you to really see things from a different perspective and almost do something a little bit differently. Again, coming back to that strategy and a little bit of a different method to be able to see things from a different point of view, which might spark this creativity or influence this creativity to come back. Now, because I feel like the stress is going to be still quite present in the month of June, I don't feel like it would be a good month to start anything new, although it's going to, depending on everybody's situation and how good they feel in the month of June, that could be, on June 2nd, I'm feeling good, let's go, everything's clear, we are clear for takeoff is what I'm hearing. Whereas it's going to take a little bit longer for, I think, the majority of the collective in this group 1 here, before you start seeing things, this Magician turn upright, because this is a brand new beginning for something. This is kind of an initiation of new energy. But you have to have all of the resources kind of at 100%. Like I said with the beginning or me doing your reading previously, I went from 100 to 10 and I could not continue. So I almost feel like that needs to be brought into your awareness in the month of June, is your energy level, your mental capacity to start new things, to make significant shifts and changes in your life. Because I do feel like you want to move away from whatever stress, worry, and anxiety, but you can't all do it at once. So it is about tackling things one thing at a time, not trying to rush through the process, because I feel like there's a perspective or something that you need to see differently and do differently in order to slowly release yourself from the previous stress, worry, and anxiety that you have experienced. Now, it might feel endless because these swords have no end, but they're also pointing towards this hanged man. And this hanged man doesn't care how they look. So releasing your expectations, or releasing how maybe you're worried about what people think of you, or what people are saying about you, or how people are judging you, I think that needs to be put away for the month of June, because you need to do what you need to do to better your situation, to replenish all of the resources that you need to start this new chapter, to create the new things that you want to create. And that's simply going to take time. I wish I had a better answer for you, but unraveling whatever this is, the things that keep you up at night at this moment, is going to take time to unravel. And it's okay that you don't eliminate it completely. I don't think there is such a way to relieve stress, anxiety, and worry from our lives permanently. I wish there was. So it is a process, and it's something that you need to find a way to manage and tackle, regardless of your situation and regardless of what you might experience in life, of course. If you are having overwhelming feelings that you cannot tackle on your own, I would recommend seeking professional help for that, because that will help you get through it with a little more ease and will give you that support that you need to move through that. And maybe that is part of that journey as well. And seeing things from a different perspective is finding people that can help you gain that perspective and communicate, talk it out with somebody. In your previous reading, which I ended abruptly because my energy level tanked, the throat chakra was a card that came out, and there was the awareness card, which is the magician card, that came out together, as well as the foundations and achievements card, which is the Four of Wands in the traditional tarot. So there's a foundation, I feel, and an awareness about something that needs to be tackled and needs to be kind of brought back into balance in order to start on this new path, this new journey, this new story, and to get into this material harvest. So the Knight of Pentacles is kind of in the middle of that journey. They're not quite on the new path at the very, very beginning. They're in the middle. They're doing the work. They are dedicated to the journey. They are committed to the journey. And because this is a number 9, this is like we've just got this last piece of the puzzle to figure out before we move on. So I think June is going to be a lot of work, but it's going to be a different kind of work, and maybe seeing things from a different perspective so that you can get through it with a little more ease and really remove the blockages that are preventing you from moving forward, and maybe even blocking this material harvest and this creation energy that will help you get there. So what else does Group 1 need to know, Spirit? What else does Group 1 need to know about their month of June? What else does Group 1 need to know about the month of June? 2 cards, please. I don't know if I knocked on this deck. We got a card. All that glitters. Let's do one more. 16. So that's an interesting pairing with the material harvest and all that glitters. It's almost as if your focus might be on the wrong thing, and we have to be careful. I'm getting very 7 of Cups energy with that, where it's being really discerning about where you put your energy, why you put your energy there, and to make sure that it's going to be fulfilling and rewarding. Because things that might look shiny and new and pretty and wonderful might not be as lovely as they seem. So there might be some things in the month of June where it looks too good to be true. So we just have to keep our eyes open to make sure that we are not being, we're not being taken for granted is not the right word, but we're not being, the wool's not being pulled over our eyes in any way. We have to be open and observant about the environment around us, the people around us, and really be mindful of our experiences, our interactions, things that look a little too shiny, too good to be true, and that may be difficult, especially when you're in a bit of a survival mode from, a mental health perspective, when we're just trying to get through the day and we're bogged down by things. We can't really think clearly. So then somebody comes along and puts this shiny object in front of us and makes promises. I'm getting very Seven of Swords energy here. And it looks good. And we want to move on that path because we're I don't want to say desperate, but we just want change. We just want better. We just want to see improvement. And so that dangling carrot is really appealing when we're in a space where we just want something new. We want something different. But we really have to be careful and use our discernment, and also take your time to make decisions. Make sure that you're seeing things from all sides and looking at reviews and asking friends. And, if there is a company that is trying to headhunt you, as an example, maybe try to connect with some of the employees there and see if it's a good fit, or if there's a client that wants to work with you and is offering some really shiny, benefits or pay. Then maybe look to previous artists or previous connections that they've made with other people to make sure that this business or this opportunity is really as good as it seems, or are they just trying to lure you in and get you caught in something that might bring stress and worry and awareness. It might promise material harvest, but maybe the process or the people that are making these promises aren't the best people to work with. So just take your time with the Knight of Pentacles and make sure that the opportunities that come your way, or the help that's coming your way, is really helpful and not hurtful. So let's get some final messages from Spirit. And yeah, almost observe things for a time. This could be a time to, and maybe that's why the Magician is in reverse, and why the Hanged Man is in the upright, is that it's time to just observe for a while. Observe your thoughts, observe your thinking, observe your beliefs, observe who's promising things and not delivering, and really bring focus to those. And really, wow, that was quite the dance. And bring focus to, those kind of where you want to go and what you want to do, and how you want to feel, what you want to think. Okay, so we have joy and delight. Open your heart to joy. So that could be part of the messaging for here as well, is that there needs to be a sense of joy and delight to come in to maybe, when you're not working and kind of moving to change things. No, working to change things and moving along the day-to-day. But don't forget to stop and have a little fun as well. Even if it has nothing to do with your goals, we do need to have that downtime to process, to observe, and just to have a little fun and really connect in with those joys and delight, whether that's people, whether that's self-care practices, whether that is, creative endeavors that can just give us that sense of play without any expectation, any pressure, just for the pure moment and feeling of having fun. You are a beacon for others. So what's really interesting is that both of these are they have the same stance in a way. So it's almost like your inner child wants to come out and play, but also this wise leader is also coming out to I don't know, lead the charge. I get Knight of Pentacles with that as well. So if there's an inner child within you, we're going a little deep now. There's an inner child in you that's feeling insecure or needs to come out and play a little bit. It's almost like you need to indulge in that and lead that inner child to kind of out of this. I want to say, it might not be chaotic, but that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting, is this mental heaviness, and to lead the child where she wants to go for a moment. I also get that you are building some kind of strength or some kind of knowledge or some process that is going to help you lead others after you are kind of out of this. So you might be able to help others along their journey once you figure out your own journey on how to get to the other side of this. But if anything, there's a sense of strength, leadership, confidence here that I really feel like you're building in the month of June. So definitely don't shy away from it. If anything, observe and don't put too much pressure on yourself to move through this energy too quickly. But I do wish you all the best, and I hope you found some clarity and guidance today. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Group 2. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Dragonstone with the Wild Reflections Tarot. And we're going to get an opening energy card for you for the month of June. What does Group 2 need to know about their month of June? Thank you. So you have Libra energy here with balance, and this is the Justice in the traditional tarot. Memories of love is on the bottom of the deck, so there could be some nostalgia coming in here. There also could be a sense of you letting something go, so a karmic cycle coming to a close. This also could speak to contracts, where you're signing new contracts with a new job, a new company, a new business, within your business with a client. Or you could be getting married or making, having that love contract between somebody else and making memories of love in the month of June. But the Six of Cups is typically a very nostalgic card, so this could be tied to something in your past that you are letting go of or having some kind of closure with. Maybe bringing something into balance or harmony again from your past. Number 11 could be significant, and 1 and 1 is 2. So again, that duality and that balance coming into play. Let's take a peek at the tarot and see what it has to say. Spirit, could you offer us, thank you, 4 cards. We'll get 2, what did I get? 3 cards from Group 1. We're only doing 3, and then bottom of the deck card, and then we'll get oracle cards. So 1 more. Please, Spirit, 1 more. And then we'll look at bottom of the deck. 1 did flip out. No? No. All right. Thank you. Okay, so definitely something coming to an end in the month of June. Lots of reversals here. We have 2 of Pentacles in the reverse position. We have the 10 of Cups in the reverse position. We have the 3 of Swords in the reverse position. And we have the Death in the reverse position. All right, my dear Group 2. What is happening for you in the month of June? I definitely get a resistance to something transforming in a different way. There could be some healing happening with your family, within your family unit, within yourself, outside of the family unit. I'm getting a lot of messages right now, so bear with me. The Two of Pentacles is being able to balance and manage things in the upright and doing a good job of making transitions from one thing to the next. However, in the reverse position, it's not doing a great job of it. I feel like you've come to the end of your rope, and now you're seeing the fallout from that because you can no longer do something that you've done. And I almost wonder if that's why balance is coming into play, is because there is a letting go, or you've stopped doing something that you've kind of been doing for so long that has, I almost get glue, like you have been keeping things together for others around you. So that could be, for an example, you're kind of carrying the responsibility and keeping everybody organized at work, on your team. Or if you are a business owner, you're doing, you have many, many hats, and you've just decided, I can no longer do this anymore. I cannot keep juggling all these things. If you are a husband or a wife or a partner within a family unit, maybe you may be carrying a lot of responsibility and weight and tasks, and it's like you've come to the end of your rope and you need to restore balance in your life, because you could feel like you're neglecting your own needs, or it's just not working for you. And the Ten of Cups is usually a happily ever after card, but it's in the reverse position. So there is possibly a disconnection or a disharmony with somebody that you are close to, whether that be a close friend, a family, your partner, but it is heart-centered energy. So anybody that you have a close connection with, you could be feeling disharmonious with, you could have had a falling out with. There's a disconnection here. And the Three of Swords is a very healing energy. So there could be a lot of things in your external world that have caused you pain or have hurt you, and there's no getting out of it or getting away from it until you step away from it. So that could be why this Death card is here, is that there's a transformation that needs to be had. And I feel like that is the difficulty in this situation, is that the transformation is needed, but it's not easy. There could be an opportunity for healing this particular situation, and balance could potentially be restored. But if not, then I see the proceedings, the legal proceedings, if you are married as an example, or if you have a contract with work and it's just not working, or a business partnership, I do see a contract being broken. Balance can be restored and you can detach yourself from this particular connection. So there's a feeling of imbalance and disharmony, but there's also a feeling of getting balance back again. And I don't think that's going to happen in the month of June, as I think you're kind of going to be in the mud with all of this. So yes, the Death card can speak to endings. It can also speak to beginnings, but I think this balance has to come back into place. And you are kind of starting that process of doing that. So if that is the case, I'm very sorry that you are experiencing this heartache, this heartbreak, this pain, this disconnection and disharmony, and this unhappy time in your life, if this is your reading. Now, if you are in a happy family unit, if you aren't feeling any kind of imbalance in your life, then I don't think this reading is for you, because there is a very clear signal that this is somebody in an unhappy moment in their life, and they're moving through trying to figure that out, trying to bring balance back, trying to bring a sense of harmony back into their life, and kind of trying to figure that out. So we do have the Ten of Cups, which can also speak to endings as well. And yeah, the Three of Swords, which is a very deep emotional energy of healing from heartbreak and coming out of that, coming away from that, facing that. And 1 and 1 is 2, which we see in the Two of Pentacles here, of that duality and that balance. And being upside down, it's not so balanced. So It could be things in your external world as well, feeling out of balance, as well as your emotional self. Let's get some cards from this oracle deck to get a few more messages, and then we'll get a final oracle card, a couple oracle cards to end your reading. Spirit doesn't want to talk here. Aha! So, they don't want to talk. They want you to breathe. They want you to breathe. And with this lotus flower being here, one more card, Spirit. With this lotus flower, lotuses bloom from the mud, and I think that you're being planted in that mud right now. So it might feel hopeless, it might feel dire, it might feel awful. That's okay. It is normal for what you are experiencing. There's something that you've invested your time and energy and love into, and it has not come to pass. And Spirit has, and what's interesting is underneath that there was soulmates, so this could have some connection to somebody that you love, absolutely. Just confirmation there from Spirit. And 29, we've got the breathe card, and we've got higher power. So I do feel like, whether you believe in that or not, that a higher power could be at play. You could be moving through some kind of karmic cycle, because the Justice card can speak to karmic cycles and karma and cause and effect. So that could be something there as well. And this is also about your spiritual foundations. So I get that with, to connect in your higher power, breathwork could be something that you could look into, meditation, or just mindfulness practices if you're somebody who enjoys yoga or somatic movement, Anything, any energetic work, any mindfulness work could really, really help you through this, because it's so easy to get swept away in the emotions of it all, in the logistics of it all, in the feelings of it all, and trying to figure out where you fit, where you stand. And so I think that if I can offer any comfort or advice, is to find ways to create a spiritual foundation for yourself, and a place where you can find a place to really be raw if you want to be raw, or to release stress, or to release negative energy. Now, this is not something that can be swept away or solved with that, but these are helpful coping mechanisms and ways that we can move through this energy with a little more ease. It's not going to be a fix, but it will help us de-stress. It will help us come back into our own center and understand that we are safe and we are comfortable, and we can trust ourselves to move through this energy. And like I said before, with the lotus flower, they bloom from the mud. So do have hope that this will get better. It might take some time as you move through this, but I feel like on the other side of the death card, once it goes upright, it will be a little bit sunnier. And there is a new beginning here. Once everything gets settled and you can actually energetically, emotionally, mentally move on from this energy, then new beginnings will start to happen and hope will be restored again. Now, I don't know, there could be some of you here as well where this heartbreak within the family dynamic or the partnership, and possibly this tension, maybe this ending that you're moving through, could spark a new beginning within the family unit, within the partnership. So it might not look the way that it looked before, but it might be a little bit better than what it was before. So maybe some healing is happening within everybody involved, and everybody is moving through a sense of shifting and change and adapting, and coming into a sense of connecting with their own hurts, their own healing, and finding ways to move through this and come back together again in a way that is harmonious. So I want to just offer a little glimmer of joy there, that even though things might look dire and awful, and it may be, I don't want to discount that or devalue that experience, but I do want to give a little bit of hope that things will get better. And the Death card and the Justice card, the Balance card, is Major Arcana energy. So it's not kind of an everyday. I feel like the month of June will be kind of the everyday process of this bigger picture that's happening here. The everyday tasks of this bigger picture that's happening, this big shift. But it is a big shift. It is a big energetic shift, possibly even a physical shift if you have to move out of the home or somebody's moving out of your home, etc. So you are protected by angels if you believe in angels. It's interesting that card reflects the Balance and the Justice card here as well. But I also get the feeling of protectiveness. How can you protect your energy? How can you protect your integrity? How can you protect your did I say energy? But basically, yeah, that's what I mean by that, is how can you really protect yourself in this process? And I think these, and there's an angel here as well, but these practices, these mindful practices that are essentially self-care practices, could quite possibly help you feel more protected, more grounded, and more secure within yourself. And so that's kind of the feeling that I'm getting from that one. Surrendering to the journey, release control. And that's not necessarily to give up. You can definitely fight the good fight and do what you need to do to make sure that you are moving in the direction you want to go. But also, there is a point at which we need to release the control of how we get there. So we can still have the goal in mind, but we're not forcing. We are not pushing the boat. We are allowing the boat to take us where we want to go. And using that inner wisdom, we've got an owl here, that intuition and that inner knowing and that trust. I feel like trust is going to be a big part of this process of trusting the process and trusting yourself, which is essentially what that surrender is all about. This isn't about giving up on anything or anyone, or giving up on the dream that you had. This is surrendering to the idea of how to get there. And the shoulds, letting go of the shoulds, letting go of the high expectations you might have of yourself at this time, letting go of the results and, the speed at which you want to get to where you want to go. So definitely have a think about that, on how you can go about releasing that control, and obviously do what you need to do to participate in this process. But don't forget, there are things that are out of our control, so we must let go of those parts of our journey and kind of come back to what we can control within ourselves and within what is within our power to do so. So group 2, this is what I have for you. I hope you found some clarity and guidance today. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading. Hello, Pal 3. Welcome to your reading. So you chose the Steampunk Tarot with the Shungite Stone. And we're looking at your month of June. What's ahead, what's next, what to expect, what to focus on, what's coming in, what's leaving, all of that good stuff. And my energy is kind of funky. This last couple of days have been a little funky, so hopefully I can be clear and concise and not lose steam. I had to do group 1's reading multiple times because I lost steam like quarter of the way through the reading, and I just had to stop. I had nothing left, and I tried again, and it happened again. So just really kind of funky energy. So I will try not to be verbose. I feel in my last few readings I've been a little too wordy. So that could be part of your energy too. I don't know. but I think it's just me. Spirit, let's get a card now for group 3. What can they expect in the month of June? Energy for group 3 for the month of June. Memories of love. So, lots of nostalgia here. Oh my goodness. So, I shuffled these. I always do, and you saw me shuffle another time on screen. These cards were reversed in group 2. So, group 2 might be an interest of you, for you, I should say. Okay, so 6 of Cups. This is 6 of Cups in the traditional tarot. A lot of nostalgic energy here. I'm trying to figure out if this is a release of something from your past, or you are bringing in something from your past. I feel like group 2, they were putting something from their past behind them and letting it go, whereas I feel this is coming in, because it was the kind of the top card, whereas this was on the bottom of the deck in group 2. So I feel like there's something, you have a fond memory of something, you have a nostalgic memory about something, could be connected to a person as well, but you are calling that back in, or you are integrating that back into your life. This could even be an activity. It doesn't have to be a person. It doesn't have to be anything from a specific situation. It could just be that you are reconnecting with a fond memory. So if you enjoyed road trips as a kid, maybe you're taking road trips. You're starting to do that now and implement that in your adult life. So again, it's kind of like a comeback is what I'm feeling here, but in the best way possible. So you can take that how it resonates. And then we have the balance card on the bottom of the deck, which I won't keep out. I haven't kept the bottom of the deck out, but this is just to inform maybe what's, you could be leaving behind a sense of imbalance, justice. This is the Justice card in the traditional tarot. So again, it's like maybe a contract has come to a close. Maybe balance has been restored again, because 6s can be about bringing balance and harmony back into your life. So I almost feel like this is a very strong energy of bringing something back into equality, or having that equilibrium again. So let's see what's going on, dear group 3. Spirit, what do you have for group 3 for June, please? 2 more cards, please, for group 3. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, and we have the 6 of Swords in the reverse position for the bottom of the deck on this side. And what do we have? We have, okay, 3 of Swords. Group 2, I think you need to check out, because they also got the 3 of Swords. It's in the reverse position in a different position. And then the 3 of Cups. Definitely a number of 3s here. 3 and 3 is 6. 6. So you could have some friendships coming back into your life. These could have been friendships that have hurt you. So there could be some discernment that needs to be had. And then we have the Hanged Man in reverse. So a sense of enlightenment. And with the 6 of Swords in reverse, it's like there's a feeling of not being able to move on. It's like you're hurt by this, and maybe you have a history with this person, which is why the memories of love, it's like there's something that's difficult to let go of. And this could have some kind of connection to your friend group, so maybe you met this person through friends, or maybe they are a friend. But I feel like they've hurt you, yet it's tough to move on from it. And I think you're worried about what they're going to think of you if you walk away, if you let them go, if you move on, because you don't want to hurt them in the way that they've hurt you. Or if they haven't hurt you at all, you might not want to hurt them and impose that hurt on them. So you're having a hard time moving on, letting go. The logic doesn't make sense. Like, I almost feel like you know that it's the right thing to do, and you may have had some enlightenment about it, but there's a delay in moving on, in actually turning that decision into reality. So you're stuck in this weird kind of trap of, I have too many memories to let this go, but it's not working, and maybe there's some hurt between us. And maybe I even have a good time with this person, in certain circumstances. But I see them more as a friend than as a lover. So it's, you're in this, in a bit of a loop here. Let's get a couple more cards. It's so funny. This group 3 it's so much more clear than group 1. Group 1, I not only did multiple times, but I was really wordy and verbose in group 1. Whereas this one, it's just very clear to me. Even group 2, I had a kind of a tough time with. But group 3 seems to be super clear, that I don't have to go on and on about. And I feel like there's a singular, and maybe that's why, is that there's so many energies coming in at the beginning of the reading, that everybody, all the spirits wants to be heard, their messages. So I get bombarded with all of these storylines and messages, and by the time group 3 comes around, some of those messages have dissipated. I don't know. I don't know how these things work in the way that they do. But here we are. We have come to the edge and the fates. So definitely different cards than group 2. And what's interesting is that there's hearts being flown about, letting go. This person's let go of a whole bunch of hearts, and they're moving towards the edge very gracefully. And I almost get Fool energy from this, as they're kind of taking a risk to get out of their comfort zone and move to the edge. So that could be part of your June, is that you might still be in this, but I think you're testing your own edge. You're pushing towards, I don't know if you're pushing towards this Hanged Man energy where you're trying to get out of your comfort zone a little bit. You're pushing the edge of what you've done before. You're pushing the edge of what you're comfortable with. And maybe you're having a little more trust in the process, trust in yourself. I get a lot of self-love with this. And again, what's interesting is that group 2 got a similar message, different card, where it's like you're letting go. There's a letting go process of letting go of what you can and cannot control, and kind of focusing on what is within your control. What you can do at this time within the circumstance. But the interesting thing here is that I do see a moving on energy, but I think it has to do with this Hanged Man coming back into the upright position. There's a delay here. So I think if you're willing to push that edge of yours to go to the edge a little more, then I think eventually you'll get to a point where you trust yourself in the process so much that it doesn't really matter what's happening in the external, that you know you're going to be okay, and eventually you will see things kind of manifest in the three-dimensional world. Now, I don't want to discount the fact that this is painful, the situation. I don't want to invalidate your experience that, oh, it's just all sunshine and rainbows and no matter what, just as long as I focus on self-care, it'll be okay. I definitely don't want to be that passive about it, because it could very well be a difficult energy that you're moving through and a very difficult situation that you're working in. So I do want to acknowledge that pain and that heartbreak and that difficulty. But I think there is some testing of the waters that you can do, and also some self-care in order to take care of yourself during this time, until such time that you can make a decision and move on from whatever this energy is. But I feel like if you've done everything that you can and nothing has shifted things, then it's kind of like you're stuck until such time that you get that window of opportunity to make a shift, to make a change. And if the situation is not healthy or is abusive in any way, then definitely reach out for help for that. There are some resources in the links below, which I'm not affiliated with, but they are free and national resources that you can use. So definitely don't stay in something if it's unsafe to do so. And ideally, it's not, fun to stay in something that's not working for us or is just not ideal. But sometimes we can get into, or we find ourselves in situations where we can't move away from it due to circumstance. And if we can't change that circumstance, then we can't really change the outcome at this time. So let's see. I think you are, this could be a moment for you to heal, or for you to help heal others in the end, or for you to find a healer to help with this. There could be some spiritual energy that you could help to remove or lift at this time. Okay, Spirit, come on, one more please, to end the reading. But I think you are healing, and it might be, it's a process. Healing's a process. Okay, if none show up, I'm just gonna pull, because now I'm starting to get impatient. But see the delay in this whole process. I can feel your frustration. It's like, I know what I want to do, but I can't do it. It's not happening. So what we do, we surrender, and let's just pull from the bottom of the deck. So we have Mystic Healer, and like I said before, you are either a healer, you are somebody who has inner wisdom, maybe because of this situation, or you have the wisdom from a previous situation that you can apply in this situation. You could be healing during this process, or you need to seek somebody who can help you heal your energy, help you build your spiritual foundations, your energetic foundations, because this is not fun energy. It can be quite heavy energy, and it can disconnect us from our own sense of confidence, our own sense of intuition. And then we have taking shelter. The answers are within. And for this one, I do feel like, again, coming back to that internal self, coming back to focusing on self and kind of taking shelter for a time. This feels like a very wintry energy. Well, it is winter. And in winter, the landscape gets very dormant. Nothing grows, nothing expands. Everything is just very still and quiet. It's a rest period. So I almost get the feeling that this is a bit of a rest period in your life. And I chuckle a little bit because it seems silly to even say that, especially when, you're in a funky situation that you can't really get out of, and you want to get out of, and you should get out of, but you can't. But it's like, you mean this is just a moment to kind of connect with self and take shelter until spring comes? It's kind of the feeling that I'm getting. I don't necessarily, take that as it resonates, but I do feel like there is some kind of universal energy at play here, because, there's a bigger purpose here for it, and I'm not really sure why. It could be divine timing, but again, I really feel like you're in this kind of landscape of dormancy. And there's nothing you can do to make something grow, to change something, to fix something. So you're just going to have to find a place that feels healing and comfortable and focusing on self and what you can control, maybe even spending more time with friends or making friendly connections and networks in your life so that you can build up that support group until such time that you can make new choices and new decisions. So, my dear group 3, I hope you found some clarity and guidance today. With gratitude, I'm sending you my love, and we'll see you in your next reading.